Hello and good evening. How may we be of service to you this evening?
Give me some advice or something you can. It feels like we're stuck, or I'm stuck. Feels like I'm stuck. Not moving forward. Is that true? And what do I need to do to unstick myself?
Well, what is true is what is true for you, and you're saying that you feel stuck.
Yes.
And what does this mean to you?
It means that I'm not graining in consciousness. Like that something may be blocking me. And that there may be some particular behavior or some particular unconscious belief or something that I need to work on releasing so I can continue to grow spiritually.
And what is it that blocks one from being more conscious?
Well, I guess can be many things. An unconscious belief, a repressed emotion. What pops into my head maybe is this back pain thing that I can't seem to kick. Seems to be taking up a lot of my time and concern. So I don't know if that's it or not. Or is it sticking because I'm stuck? And if I could get unstuck, it would go away. It comes and goes, but it seems to be coming more and getting harder to go away. I do also really enjoy the times when I'm connected to Babaji, but it seems like I can only connect with him when his disciple is in my treatment room. Sometimes when I try to do it outside of there, I don't seem to be able to do it. And so you say that all I have to do is think or have the intentions of my consciousness link up with his consciousness, but for some reason I don't feel like I'm able to do that.
Well, we can explain to you why the grace for this connection comes when the devotee is present. Because the devotee has love for the master.
Yes.
And thereby maintains the presence. For you can think back to when you have fallen in love, and really all you could think about was the one you were falling in love with, yes?
Yes.
And so the devotion and the passion you felt created this constant connection with the other. And it was your desire then to be constantly connected to the other, yes?
Yes.
And so this is the way of your devotee, and this is why Babaji's presence is very strong with him. Because of the love and the passion and dedication and purity of heart expressed in his relationship with Babaji. And so, yes, your wife and we have taught you how you might connect with Babaji, and you can do that. But understand it's not the same of intensity and quality as that of the devotee who is in love with this Babaji and devoted to follow and listen and learn and adhere to the teachings and principles and energies of this Babaji. And so this is why it is easier to connect with this master when you are with the devotee rather than by yourself. Now, if your disposition towards Babaji was the same or even perhaps greater than this devotee's, you would also be having the same experience as he. So there are methodologies and modalities which are effective and work. However, those can never surpass or trump simply an innocent, perhaps even fumbling passion that is born of love and respect and a desire to be in relationship with the one the one with which you are desiring to connect, you see?
Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I realize that I got it, and I realize that it's not my love or devotion to him that allows that to happen to me, and that what I'm looking for in doing that some more is filling that energy, not because I'm in love or devoted to him. So I see that now. I understand what that is. Yeah. So back to the stuckness thing.
Yes, thank you.
Anything to say about that?
Well, there is a belief there that to have pain or disease of any kind in the body is a bad thing and indicates a misalignment.
Oh.
Yes?
Okay. Well, yeah, I do believe that that's a bad thing.
Well, there are many, even masters, who have physical pain.
Yeah.
It does not mean, having pain does not equal being misaligned or being stuck. This is a faulty belief system for you. It can simply be a parallel of a dimensional reality. For example, if someone had an accident and their leg was cut open, let's say, you wouldn't say that that person was stuck because they were in pain, would you?
No.
Would you say they were misaligned in some way?
Maybe.
From a spiritual or emotional perspective?
Maybe. I might wonder why they created that for themselves.
Well, yes, we understand this, but understand that all of life is constantly moving and functioning all around you with myriads of contexts and interactions and energies being entangled. And so, strictly speaking, are you the creator of your reality?
Am I?
Well, we would say, yes, we understand this. Your attention, your focus is constantly creating and recreating and dissolving various aspects of your creation, but so is everyone else's. And you are still maneuvering amongst everyone else who is also creating. And so there is constant entanglement and so on everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
And so just because someone even, let's say someone lived in a home perhaps that had some environmental aspect that caused cancer, would you say that person created cancer?
Yeah, I would.
Well, we disagree.
Okay.
There is a flow of life. For you to stand in the ocean and say, I am creating this powerful force in front of me. I'm creating this. This would be an aggrandizement of the self. When you are in the ocean, you are not moving the tide. You are simply in the flow of it. You are a part of it.
Yes, I guess why I think that is because Bruce Lipton supposedly proved that cancer is caused by an unconscious belief, not by genetics. Supposedly he proved that. Supposedly.
Well, we're not privy to all of that. And remember that any teaching that you listen to is coming through your filters and the filters of the others and so on. And you can't necessarily trust your memory to accurately recount to you the exact truths that were presented by this teacher or any other.
Yes.
Particularly when there has been time that has elapsed in between that teaching, your hearing of it, and now. As you know, 85% of memories are faulty. They are not accurate.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the metaphor. I want you to stand in the ocean now. You're standing in the ocean. If the ocean knocks you over, the tide of it, did you create that?
No, but...
Are you misaligned in some way because you've been pulled under by the current? Or knocked off your feet by it? Is there something wrong with you? Have you done something wrong? Are you stuck if the wave takes you under?
What about parting the sea?
Yes, we understand this. Are you parting seas?
No.
Okay, then let's keep it in a real context for you.
Okay.
So if you are knocked over by the tide, did you create your falling down?
No, I guess not. No.
So there is your creation happening, but all of life is constantly creating on an infinitesimal number of levels, and you are a part of that. So there's a wrong assumption there that to be in pain means you have done something wrong, you're misaligned, you've created something that you don't want, and so on. It just is, you see. It just is.
See, I just always thought that a symptom, an out of balance that created a symptom, was the higher self way of trying to say you're out of alignment and wake up and get back in alignment.
Well, is your higher self saying that to you?
I don't know, because I do not know. This is something else I wouldn't mind finding out about. I'm not sure who my higher self is, and I don't know. I don't know if we communicate or not. I guess we do. I do have what I consider to be very, very, very good intuition. So that could be the higher self giving me that information. I don't know, but I do not like the vessel has a good relationship with her higher self. I don't have that kind of relationship.
Yes, now before we answer this, we would like to finish a thought about creating.
Okay.
When we speak of your creating your own life, the objective in speaking of this is to encourage you and others to take responsibility for your aspect, the aspect of your creation, your unique role in all that is being created. So we say this, we teach this principle in order to assist you in taking responsibility for your portion of what is being created. And so it is always in your best interest to act as if you have created it. So if you are in the ocean and the tide pulls you under, it is best for you is if you act as if you created the situation so that you will take action to care for yourself and to learn something from being pulled under. You see?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have pain, we would say, again, using the analogy, if you are pulled under by the tide in the ocean, is there any benefit to berating yourself and saying, why did you create this getting pulled under in the ocean? There's no benefit to that. Would you agree?
Yes.
What is of more importance is getting back on your feet.
Yes.
So if you're in pain, your berating yourself for creating the pain is simply a punishing aspect of the self, and it is not beneficial in any way. Better to be kind to yourself and compassionate and comfort yourself and ease your pain in whatever way that you can.
So I would say, which is pretty much the same thing, is I don't punish myself for having the pain. I punish myself for not being able to cure the pain.
Because why? We would like to know why you do this.
Because I believe there are people who've healed themselves of everything under the sun, and I believe if one person can heal himself, then everybody should be able to heal themselves.
Well, most healers have pain.
Yes.
And yet they are able to give healing to others.
Yes.
But even Jesus was not able to heal some.
Mm-hmm.
It is said he could not heal many because of their unbelief, which is something that you are struggling with at this juncture. Yes?
Yes.
And for many who have ongoing illness, the longer the illness or the pain continues, the more firmly rooted is the belief this cannot change, or this is not changing,
Right.
or I've done something wrong, or I'm stuck, or I'm missing it. And all of these are the same belief. This can't change. I've done something wrong. I'm missing some information. I can't heal myself. I created this. What's wrong with me? All of these are the same. We will tell you what they are. They're unbelief. And it becomes more and more difficult to unseat the longer a situation goes on. Yes?
Yes.
And so what we would recommend is to have no thought about it at all. When you are in pain, breathe through the pain. Breathe through the pain. If there's something you can do to alleviate it that's not detrimental to your person, that's not causing more harm than good, do that and breathe through it and don't judge it at all. We understand that it is very difficult not to feel frustrated when you are in continual pain or in an ongoing situation. Yes?
Yes.
This vessel understands that from her 2 years of illness. There was a lot of frustration about not being able to find an answer, a cure, and so on. But all you can do is be in the moment with what is. And breathe through the pain. Care for yourself the best that you can. But your resistance or blaming yourself exacerbates the problem. There is no, as you say, problem that cannot be lessened by being gentle with yourself. Every problem can be lessened by being gentle with yourself.
Yes.
Giving yourself compassion and grace. Yes?
Yes.
You see, there are many teachings in these circles and communities that have truths in them, but they can be exaggerated or misdirected and lead people into more suffering. We will give you an example here. So, for instance, the teaching to be positive. Yes.
Yes.
To not repeat a negative story about one's circumstances.
Yes.
And that one is creating their own reality. All of these teachings having their place, but in a situation such as yours, when you are in pain, these teachings can cause you to be dispassionate to yourself. Oh, I should be positive here. Oh, I shouldn't speak of the truth that I am in pain. There's something wrong. I've created this. Well, perhaps you did create it. Perhaps it's a karma from another life. But if it's a karmic, something from another life, you're not creating it in this moment per se, but it's just a happening. It is a karmic happening, and judging yourself for it won't release the karma. But being gentle and forgiving yourself. So what we will want to say about karmic things, karmic happenings, these places that feel like stuckness for you and many others. They feel stubborn and immovable. These are typically old karmic residues, and karma cannot be cleared through punishing the self, berating the self, blaming the self for not creating something better. None of this will clear karma. What will clear karma? What will clear karma? Forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself. So understand that your higher self in its perfected state is never in pain. And this higher self perhaps owes an apology to this one who is in pain. I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry that I have allowed you to be in pain for so long. I am sorry that I have allowed you to have this back pain for so many years. I am sorry. Would you please forgive me?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not sure what's going on right now. Was that my higher self talking to me? Or is that an example?
Yes. So you see, even for, let's say, one who perhaps has been sad for many decades, then the higher self can apologize and say, I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry that I've left you in this sadness and that you've suffered at the hands of this sadness for so long, and that I have not healed this for you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You see? Now let's go back to your question about your higher self. Now, your wife joked with you, yes, about these reptilian beings who appeared to you. You have been asking to meet your higher self.
Yes.
Yes. And your higher self is indeed of these draconian beings from Draco. And we have not introduced you to them prior because we felt this information would not be beneficial to you at that time. However, we want you to understand that you are a leader in the pack of this family of yours, this oversoul family. Yes?
I don't know.
Well, we are telling you, you are
okay.
a leader in the pack of this oversoul family.
Oh, okay.
In your oversoul family, you are on the cutting edge of consciousness in your oversoul family.
Okay.
And they are watching this beautiful experiment with you here on the earth as a highly evolved conscious person overcoming draconian influences. And one thing we want to say about your pain, and also to others who have perhaps physical pain or perhaps other disturbing patterns or experiences or circumstances, that if you knew the entire context from which you have come, if you knew all of the context of your lives, of your oversoul family, of your past experiences, then you would have an awakening as to the enormous amount of grace that you have upon your life and how far you have come. You understand what we mean?
Yes.
Yes. So let's say, for instance, there could be, let's say, a woman perhaps who has had some infidelities in her life, perhaps. And she may feel enormous guilt and shame about these and found herself caught up in these co-creation and creating her own aspect of the infidelity, really to some degree being conflicted and feeling regretting this creation of hers. And so she might punish herself mercilessly with guilt and so on. However, if she knew that in her most recent incarnation, perhaps that she was a sex slave for that entire incarnation, you see, then if she had the information of that context, you see, then she could be more compassionate and understand how she could get caught up in these infidelities. You understand?
Yes.
And so this is what we have to say to you and to all of you, that you may feel, I'm stuck here, or I'm guilty about this, or I'm punishing myself for this, or I should be doing better by now in this area of consciousness or healing or whatever that disturbs you. If you understood the context of the story of your soul, you would not feel that way at all. In fact, you would be celebrating. You would be celebrating the extraordinary courage and conquest of your life. And so we do say that we are sorry for the pain you feel in your body. But we also say, please don't blame yourself or think of yourself as stuck or missing some piece of information or insight or strategy or being lacking in any way. But understand sometimes these things are karma. Not just your own karma, but karma from your soul family. Yes? And
Yes.
what you cannot quite understand because, as you say, you have not fully engaged your oversoul family. But what you can't quite see is that you are also, in this incarnation, we will say, disposing of a great karmic debt for your race, for this draconian race. You see?
Okay.
Now, if you would like to meet these, you're certainly welcome to meet them now. They are present. You will feel their energy. It is very heated. And these draconian beings feel an enormous have an enormous interest and fascination in your incarnation. And it gives them a sense of anticipation of what is possible for this oversoul family. This family has many, many souls that have shifted into a positive orientation. They have broken ranks, so to speak. And this in itself also was courageous, for they made this shift not knowing if this experiment in a positive orientation would bear any fruit or have any benefit for their race.
Well, I would definitely like to meet them sometime, but right now I feel like I have enough to kind of sort out in this moment. But I would like to in the future. And any advice on how I can help them, anything I can do that I'm not doing, would be appreciated.
Yes, we will pursue this again.
Thank you.